Hello everyone and welcome back to Disc Golf Fan Life. I'm Mike, bringing you coverage of the 2025 Tug Hill Fall Classic, presented by Trash Panda Disc Golf. We're still here at Ridge Runner Disc Golf Course in Turin, New York, where players are battling through steep elevation, wooded tunnels, and gusty fall winds on this challenging ski resort layout. After the front nine, we got Matt Miller taking an early lead. Right behind him is Dylan Rees and Jerry Menzie. And now let's rejoin the action and send it back to Andy and EJ.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the back nine. I'm Andy, the tournament director here at the Tug Hill Fall Classic.
And my name is EJ, one of the course designers here at Ridge Runner in Turin, New York. And up first, we got Trevor Harbolt, who is even par through the front nine.
And we got Dylan Rees and Jerry Menzie, both currently at 3 down through 9 holes.
And we got Bobby Jones at +1 on the front. He's going to need to pick it up a little bit here on the back, which he should have an opportunity to, because we got plenty of opportunities to let the disc fly here. A lot of bomber holes. Got to be tight off the tee. Make sure you're in the right spots. And here we go with hole 10. This is playing uphill. It's a 370-foot par 4. You see there's going to be walls over here on the right-hand side. We might be able to see them. So you do have an opportunity to throw a bomb hyzer up to the right there near that yellow snow machine and get over those walls there and get it up there for a 2. But you risk going out of bounds. The OB line runs all the way up from the corner there. You see those pink flags up to the corner of that little shed up there. So the play is to go around to the left. What looks like Dylan's lining up here to go over the wall, though, doesn't it, Andy?
Looks like it. But
what's he doing? That's
I know we asked before the round if he could play over the building there, which is in play. Obviously, there's trees and some low brush in there, but certainly a viable option. Typically, we play this hole up to the right by the yellow thing, and we'll watch Jerry throw. Great forehand here. But because there's multiple holes all in this area for the tournament, we like to split all the fairways. So we just have everyone go to the left, play it as a par 4, but gives you kind of that high risk, high reward shot over the OB wall near the green.
Bobby, what are we going? That's
Bobby's a short walls, but
yeah, it's in the woods, so that's in play. So if you hear the little talking in the background, there's a fall fest going on today with a bunch of pumpkins and hay rides and corn mazes, and there's a bunch of little kids up here having a good old time at the Snow Ridge ski resort is where we are at. So there's all sorts of activities going on here, even in the summer. Trevor with a great drive, just got to get a little up and down for his 3. Great up. There should be a little tap in.
That's pretty much exactly how you want to play this layout of the hole.
Exactly. Gary also a little jump up for an eagle there. So this is what it's like when you end up in the woods. There's nothing guaranteed about that, but Bobby with a great up, even a little bid there, yeah. Well, Trevor, I keep saying that Dylan
really pushed
to the front.
It looks like he got caught up.
He got caught up or something, because that was a good look for a 2 there. So we should have a star frame here. All our players getting the 3. No one really taking the chance of trying to get it over that walls, because it's far to get it up that hill and then over those walls as well for a clean look at it too. So just playing it smart is a good way to go make sure you get the birdie on here. Bobby with a lackadaisical birdie putt there. Almost missed that, but it's in nonetheless.
Now I'm seeing on the scorecard that he got a 4, so he must have been out of bounds.
Oh, and then he took his meter. Oh, yeah, okay. It looked a little short.
He must have come back in bounds there and then hit a tree and knocked just out of bounds.
Yeah.
All right, hole 11. This is a 205-foot straight up the hill par 3. There's currently a low-hanging tree hanging over the middle of the fairway, so there's a little bit of a low ceiling going on towards the upper half of the fairway, but most of the, I would say all four of these guys should have an easy stock backhand or forehand to be able to get right up and nestled right next to the basket.
You only got about 25, 30 feet wide there on that hallway. It looks pretty wide, but it's kind of intimidating when you're standing there on that tee and knowing you got to throw it straight and up the hill as well. It's
Yeah.
straight up the hill, probably
Plenty
35 feet straight.
of opportunity to hit a tree and roll straight back to where you're throwing from here.
For
so
sure. Jerry laces it, parks it, great shot. Both great shots, and that's it. If you can do that, and they make it look real simple, but if you can do that, it's a pretty simple bird. But that shot is not always so easy. But for these guys, that's
and even that, I mean,
yeah.
if you
I mean,
throw
that's
it
still a putt,
far
but
enough-
that's it. That's it. If you don't get it up that hill, it's so steep that. And that's that low ceiling that we got hanging. That's frustrating there because that was a beautiful looking shot. Now he's at with 45, 50 feet up the hill. Good
yeah,
bid.
short.
Amy Trevor, he's about 40 foot. Got to get this up. It's
This is a tough
way up the hill.
two shot.
Yeah. And he slipped. That shows you right there how steep that hill was he's standing on. When he went to do his little push off, he slipped because, it's dirt there and it's so steep that you can't really get great footing.
And that miss by Trevor could have been bad given how the disc was rolling there. All it takes is hitting that side of the basket just right, and you're going 100 feet back down the hill.
Sure. That log wasn't laying right there. Definitely a possibility. So easy little cleanup for Jerry, but again, downhill. Can't really tell. You just got to make sure you get it right.
Yeah, not a hole you want the yips on.
No. No, if you've been paying attention so far, you see that there isn't many, if any, baskets on flat ground. Maybe number one could be considered flat, but not all around it isn't. So now we're climbing up the hill to one of the signature holes here, Ridge Runner, number 12. Par 4, 572 feet straight down the hill. OB surrounding the hole, left, right, and long. This all dirt area right here playing as a hazard. So he lands in there, you play it from there, but it is a stroke penalty. Got to make sure you get the nose angle right on this shot. If you don't, you are going left. You're going out of bounds, guaranteed. And if you turn it over right, it's not coming back as well. So simple shot in essence when you do it right. But if you get it wrong, it's going to expose any mistakes that you make. Dylan looking really good off here. This should be perfect if it doesn't hit the hazard area.
And that looks to be pretty
way
perfect.
over. That's way over. Yep, that's the.
You should have an
Just
eagle
past
bid
that,
there.
yeah, definite eagle bid, but back at the hazard area as well.
You tend to see a wide array of different types of shots on this hole with different discs. I've seen anything from a putter and mid. I've seen pretty much every disc you would have in the bag thrown on this hole.
Beautiful shot, but it's got to get down. It does.
And pretty much the same spot, a little bit longer to the right, but both of them are gonna love where they are. Trevor's going for more of that wide right shot.
Yeah, which is, I would say, what people usually do. Just play it out there and let the hyzer just come on back.
Ooh, and that's gonna be out of bounds.
Yep, that thing cut across the entire fairway, and it got to skip because he landed in that dirt spot down there. Bobby, this has got to flip up and push straight.
That's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it looks definitely good. Crash. Oh, great shot.
Inside the circle, what a shot.
Great shot.
To miss the hazard and the OB and land perfectly in there. That is a great shot for Bobby.
Trevor with a chance to save the 3 here. Come on. Out to the right a little bit. Rest of the guys looking at a 2 here. Everybody got some work cut out. Maybe Bobby. He's got it inside the circle. And these guys may be a little tentative on this because, as I said, the hazard is behind their... Actually, Dylan's got a clear look at this. He can run this. No problem. Get up.
Just
A little bit
short.
short. Those are frustrating when they look so good in the air. Bobby Jones.
Looked like
No
he rushed it a
good.
little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Those are the ones you're sitting there, you're like, don't overthink it, don't overthink it. And then you end up doing something like that because you didn't give it quite enough thought. But a birdie nonetheless, getting them back on the right track here.
And no hard foul for Trevor. Still takes the par.
Yeah.
To shake that one off.
Rest of the guys with the easy three, they did the work off the tee. That's it. If you can throw a good shot, you get a pretty good chance of getting a birdie on this.
All right, hole
Not so much
13.
on-
This is a par 4, 446 feet. Mando on the right there by the skate bowl, and then you're going straight uphill, all out of bounds on this left side ravine. We had a tornado that hit the course a couple years back, and it is just riddled with trees that are just mangled all in there. So
Gnarly. Don't want to go in there.
definitely a tough hole.
This
Right
is
here,
like
you're
the
just trying to
right-
get up the hill to the corner.
Yeah, that's going to be a tricky spot there. You don't want to get into that long grass there.
You
want
want
to
to be
those more
short
right.
of the tall grass and just to the left of the corner Mando, which is pretty much where Jerry landed. That's the ideal spot.
No, I would say you want to get a little bit more right because they got to throw through the trees now over the ravine. Let's see if Bobby can get this right so that he can get straight up the hill.
Still long.
Yeah, those are not easy shots where any of the guys landed so
Shots
far.
are landing a bit left of where you want to be. And Trevor, unfortunately, with a low.
Not that we're in bad. Nobody's in a bad spot, but they didn't. So all those trees, and there's trees on the other side of the ravine. So you got to punch through 2 lines of trees here to get safe.
And Trevor's going with
What?
Wow.
What?
So he
You gotta
barely
look
made
for a 3. What? That was impressive right there.
that shot. 9
Going-
times out of 10, you're going out of bounds.
Yeah, that's getting hit by something, going straight into that ravine. Dylan's just got to, so he can't even go at the basket. He's just got to play down to the right now. He's going to have a probably 180-foot offshot straight up the hill, trees in the way. Jerry, see if he can put some on. I hear what's he doing.
Looks
going
like he's taking the same
straight,
tunnel
yeah. He just went
Trevor
straight.
before.
Yeah, it's not really worth it to try to get up near the basket because you could just get in so much trouble. Bobby, let's see what he's got to do. He's got to go over basically the biggest part of the OB right now. All right, look like a good shot.
Did that go, B?
Oh, he did. He hit the ravine. That's how fast that happened, right there. And then, all right,
Yeah.
but
And that's why you don't want to land so high up the hill off the tee, because you're throwing over complete out of bounds, and there's just very few tunnels to actually get through.
definitely got it. I watched. No, that just stays in bounds. Good thing we put those stumps there, because that was going right down that ravine, no doubt. So you got to be careful when you're coming up here. Oh, that was for a 3.
That would have been a birdie, yeah.
Yeah. We don't see this one get 3'd very often, if ever. Trevor, would look for a 3.
Oh,
So that's
just short.
again uphill. You can't really tell on camera how far uphill it actually is, but that basket's way up there. Jerry, got to make sure you hit this one because it will go B if he misses left.
And looking at the stats from the round, 13 did play as the hardest hole on the whole course, and you can see why with all that out of bounds. It truly does make it a very difficult birdie to get.
Was there any birdie?
And unfortunately, we had 0 birdies on the round. We only had 5 pars all round.
No kidding. So everybody else bogeying above?
8 bogeys, 2 double bogeys.
Yeah, that's the hole that's gonna do it to you. The drive where you land is so
Only
quick.
hole on the entire round that did not get a birdie.
Okay. All right, moving on to hole 14 here, 608-foot par 4. Basically straight ahead, but it's all on a side hill, and the tee you got to throw straight, but the tee is facing to the right, and you want to throw it straight. So it is a weird. You'll kind of see how they have to work the left corner of the tee here, and they're trying to throw it straight, not out to the right, which way the fairway. You're trying to cut off all that long grass there. Yep, Dylan throws a great shot. That should be in the middle. And you want to stay up to this left side here, like he did, close to that longer grass, because you're actually on an uphill and you're above the basket. If you go down to the right, if your disc turns a little bit, and you end up on that downhill or on the flat down there, you're gonna have an uphill shot to the basket.
Yeah, this hole can add a lot of distance
Yeah,
depending on where you land off the tee here, and
like so.
thankfully a lot of the unfortunately where Jerry landed is still in the tall grass, but a lot of the tall grass closer to the basket has been brush hogged for the season. So plenty of landing area towards that left side ski lift pole you can see there on the shot.
Trevor's in a perfect spot. Get as close to that grass as you can without going in it, basically.
Yeah, ideal landing spot. If you can get to those two, in between those two ski lift poles or past, I mean, you're golden.
Oh.
And
So Bobby rolled down a little bit. Now that's going to make him have an uphill shot to the basket. Instead of the other guys will have a downhill shot. As long as you're to the left of the basket from the vantage point we have now, you'll be throwing down, but he's going to have to throw it up. Make it a little bit tricky, but it is straight and you got a backstop. You do not want to go long because you may never find your disc again. There's just a straight drop off back there.
the only out of bounds on this hole is that cliff.
Yeah.
And yeah, the rest of these guys look like they're in the perfect spot to just throw a nice little backhand.
Yeah, exactly. So you're kind of throwing down at it right there. It makes it much easier.
Don't have to put nearly as much power as Bobby had to, and he was maybe 50 feet down the hill from Dylan right now, and you saw how much more effort he had to put in.
Even Jerry being in the long grass, you're better off being there than down where Bobby was. Just the ease of the upshot. He's got to play a little turnover here. That's a little bit of work. And if you miss, it's going down that hill. Could even roll into the OB. You see that pink flag back there? All right. This is a big putt right here. A lot could go wrong if this doesn't go down.
And just missed a little.
So it didn't hit any metal. Thank goodness, because if that hit metal,
he was rolling away.
Yeah, for sure. Same thing here with these guys. Got to make sure they hit these putts. Great putt. That's a great bird by Bobby there. And we got
helped Bobby Rees 6 on 13. Back to +1 for Bobby. And a nice 3 for Dylan as well.
Trevor's just got to drop in here.
Nice.
Drop that sucker in. Don't even mess with it. Drop it right in there.
Yeah, I mean, I know you can see the elevation change on camera here, but when you're there, it is a lot steeper than it looks.
It really is.
All right, moving on to hole 15. We are currently going to be playing the short basket here, so that's going to be this red basket to your left. There is a long basket up farther left, and you'll see that in round 2. OB right side all the way up to that ski lift pole behind the basket. This hole plays is a 430-foot par 4. Lots of trees and elevation on the left side.
So we designed this one to, you pretty much got to throw it like 330 to get past these trees that you see on the left. And they do have OB that is running all the way on the right. So if your disc lands and the basket's on a side hill. So now if your disc lands on hyzer, it could get up and just roll slowly down the hill and get OB. I saw the guy happen to a guy on my card. Trev, this got to get back left.
So far,
right there,
like everyone's doing the pretty much the exact play you want to do here.
Yep.
Just a nice sweeping hyzer. Try to push as far as you can.
You just got to make sure you miss those trees. Because if you go in those trees, it's a...
And there's the roll there.
All right, that one's set down. But that's exactly what can happen there.
And Jerry with a
Just
nice shot.
rip. Yeah. This should be great. Yep. So now, wow, that was really close. So again, easy upshot. This is a pretty easy course for these MPO players, but there is a little bit trick to it. You're standing on a side hill. Your disc could roll away from the basket really easily as well. You could kind of see how steep the hill is where the basket is. So you can't just throw anything up there. You got to be in control of the angle of the disc when it lands. Great job by
That's a
Dylan.
great upshot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing that could get squirrely for you is if, an unfortunate basket hit and you roll out of bounds. Otherwise, I don't really see many people in this division having too much trouble with this hole.
Look for a 2. Oh.
And
I
more than
actually
likely
I
does
got
those.
2 on this one in round 1, Andy. I don't know if I told you about that. Yeah, I had a throw in from like 180 feet. Maybe not quite that far. 150 feet probably. But the guy in front of me who was throwing just before me threw, and we're all like, "That's going in." Hinks off the band, and then I step up next, right behind him, and it actually goes in. It was pretty
Wow.
cool. Yeah, first time we played the hole because after we put in, whoa,
Yeah, true. We didn't really play this hole much
no,
after training it,
no,
so
15, yeah, and the next one as well. We didn't ever have a chance to play these because we were so tired from doing all the work putting them in.
yeah.
All right, hole 16, another short par 4 here, 400 feet with this road that's going across here that plays as a river. So it's OB. The basket is elevated. So up to the road, it's all flat ground. And then once you get across the road, this is an uphill, probably goes up, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 feet. And then the basket's sitting up a little plateau there. So is reachable. We may see some 2s on this because these guys could throw far. You got to make sure you clear the road and get it up that hill on the other side. But if you can do that, it's a pretty good look at 2 here.
Yeah,
Dylan
and
should have the firepower to get over there.
some of these pars may be a little head scratcher to some people. I think in the future, for an MPO division, this would play as a 3 par. But this is our first time using these holes as a layout in a tournament. So this is our way of seeing how the field plays it, and then we can kind of correct in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Trev going a little bit left there, leaving himself with edge of circle 2, but a look at 2. And Bobby throws on a lot of hyzer, and his disc just flipping glide, don't they? Get up.
And that's a nice
Oh,
skip
yeah.
up on the
Flip up.
green.
I don't know if they hit the road there or just barely cleared it, but it's up there. We'll have an uphill putt. Jerry should be able to clear this, no problem. Get himself a good look. Looked like it might have been a little left. Kind of lost at this. Oh,
And
going
there
in.
it goes.
Perfect.
Wow, and he just
It's perfect.
pretty much 6 to 8 feet from the basket. I mean,
Yeah.
this should be an easy 2 for him. Trevor with a good up. Not quite give it a chance, but this should be an easy birdie.
Yeah, easy birdie. Dylan could have this. Oh, it kind of just floated on. Again, this is another part where the wind is going to be whipping across because there's a field. You can't see that would be to the left side of your screen right now. So there is going to be a little bit of wind. Yeah, Bobby probably backing it off, feeling a little headwind there.
Yeah, even on a dead wind day, seems to always be wind on this green.
Yeah, you wanted that to lift and expected it to lift. You got an uphill putt. You would expect that to lift like Dylan's did, but you know how the wind goes. You play for it and it doesn't do anything in your disc. You don't play for it and it does. So yeah, another challenge to this place, like Andy said on round 1.
Jerry with the 2, and that was only one of 2 eagles on hole 16. Not a single bogey though. So as you can see, that really should have benefited the 2 eagles as 2 birdies and everyone else getting a par. But for this, they all got birdies. Hole 17, it's a 500-foot par 4. Not too much going on until you get close to the green here, and then got a very tall elevated basket with tons of OB behind all that water, and tall grass area to the right side is going to be out of bounds.
This is just bombs away on the tee. You can see these guys just sending it as far as they can, trying to get up close there because that elevated basket, if you're not up close to it, it's just a layup. It's not even worth running it because you could miss the comebacker so easily.
I gotta say the view from this tee shot is just absolutely beautiful. It really gives you a good idea of how big this course is. Playing across the whole mountain. Got the chairlifts running. It was a really great day for a tournament.
We haven't mentioned great pull from Dylan here. We haven't mentioned the trees. We are in the peak season here of the leaves turning colors here up in northern central New York, and you can see it's just beautiful.
And one thing to mention
colors.
about this hole, from years past, the tornado that I mentioned in round one probably wiped out all of the trees around this green. So if you go back and watch previous coverage, this hole is probably unrecognizable.
Yeah. You're probably going to be able to see the stumps when like Jerry's lining up his putt. You'll be able to see the big old stumps that are there left over from the huge trees that used to be the guardians here. Oh, Bobby pulls this.
And
But it
that
ends up in a good spot to run the putt, though, honestly.
Yeah.
And inbounds. Yeah.
he's safe
So,
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Close to the OB, but safe. And this is so where Dylan's coming in. That's a dicey throw there.
Yeah.
You're throwing straight out of bounds.
If you miss that putt, it's going to at least circle's edge straight back up the hill down where Trevor is right now. So that's going to be a hard putt from right there.
Very uphill putt
Yeah.
for Trevor. He's
That's
been
why I was
struggling with
saying-
those uphills too, so I'm curious to
Yeah.
see if he can correct his putt there.
That's why you're just going to see Jerry
Wow.
just get as close to that basket as you can.
And Bobby was pretty much as close to the out of bounds as you could get.
Yeah. Let's see what he does here. Is he thinking about running this or just laying it up? I wouldn't blame him if he laid this up.
Man, this is a sweet shot of this green though, with the water running behind Bobby.
Yep. He's got this. Come on, Bob. Yeah. And a boy.
Sneaks it
Great
right
putt.
over the drop there.
Yep.
That's a great birdie save.
You can hear him talking, saying he makes that putt the hardest one he's had all day. Then Dylan here, he's got to make this. If if it's short, that's okay because it should just sit right down. But if it's left, right, or high, gonna have trouble on the comeback.
He's about as
Great putt.
high as the basket was. So that is actually
Yeah,
pretty.
that helps. Yeah, kind of leveled them with it.
Now you're gonna have the exact
putt.
opposite with Trevor, pretty much as low as you could be to the basket.
Yeah, this is tough. Make sure you get this up. Rim. Great
There
putt.
you go. I think something about the raised basket helps get in your head that you got to get up more. Whereas some of the other baskets where it's just on an elevated part of the ground might not get in your head in the same way. So that was a good correction for Trevor there.
That was a star frame. Yeah, star frame for our card there. Great
was.
playing. Yep. All right. Hole 18, 455-foot par 4. This is another one we're playing into the short position. Again, probably could be a par 3 for the MPO division, but we're just kind of feeling it out. The tee shot is not the easiest. It's pretty simple. It's just basically a floating hyzer, and you got to throw it more left. You don't want to get stuck going straight into that tall grass, but if you get one out there, these guys should have a look for 2. I would expect Jerry to be able to get one out there pretty good. But you got to get the angle of the disc right. If you get it too flat and it goes too straight, you're going to have to be in that long grass and throw downhill. Well,
It's a pretty
that's
sharp hyzer off the tee, or if you go high like Jerry did there, you can try to push over this tall grass. But unfortunately, it's still a bit farther than where Jerry ended up. So
good distance. He just needed to move more left to the flat ground, but it's going to be tricky from where he's at. I mean, you should be able to get it up and down, but pretty much don't look for a 2.
a little bit better from Dylan, a little bit lower on the hill. Didn't quite catch where it landed, but I think he was lower to the tall grass, where Jerry went a little bit more uphill.
This looks good from Bobby here. That looks ideal. Good. Get
And
back to the flat ground. Yeah,
nice.
exactly. That's
Right
exactly
up.
what you're looking for right there. Yeah, perfect.
And one thing to note for when we see the long pin position of this hole on the next round, where they are landing for this hole is kind of where you want to land off the tee for the long. Probably want to push a little bit longer than where they're going right now, but this is
Trevor, those are booms. Those are out there. Those
yeah.
those will be just little jump putts.
This is about the corner of where the long basket would be, which would be closer to where those cars are in the background.
You see, Dylan has got a tricky shot. This is downhill quite a bit. Got to make sure you put the right touch on it, which he does beautifully.
And
Great
then
job.
the only real hazard for them is this left side tall grass, and then the water would be out of bounds if they landed in the creek there.
Jerry, yep, that was good work there. All right, there should be a little bit of bid here for a 2. Let's see what he does.
Get down. Down.
Right off the top.
Oh, Bobby, man,
He's
he just can't get the break. Yeah, he's having a tough day out there. That's tough. Just want to give it a little bit in that. Oh, a little bit
That's a
short.
great idea. Trevor and I.
Okay, not as bad as I thought. No problem.
Let's see if we can knock this down for the 3.
Atta
Why
boy.
not?
Yeah, great 3.
And I mean,
we should be looking at a star frame there.
that was for Bobby's front 9 to back 9, just night and day. He just went 5 down to the last 5 holes.
That's beautiful.
Great shooting there,
Love to
Bobby.
hear it. Good job, Bob. Jerry here, a little bit of work, but no problem for his 3. Jerry, what's he ending up here?
And
11.
Jerry at 11 down.
Wow. Impressive.
Like him and Dylan are gonna be. Dylan taps this guy and he all tied up going into round 2 here, I believe.
Right, so we will see them on our lead card next round. Trevor, I believe he's finishing out hit 6 down here. A little tap in. Great playing by him. Love to see him on coverage. Really enjoyed having him here.
Yeah,
And that does it, yeah, for round 1 here at the Tug Hill Classic 2025. Great playing by all our competitors. We love to see it. Excited for round 2. Can't wait to see who we got for the lead card. Andy,
Yeah.
what you got?
super excited for Dylan and Jerry to make it on the lead card. Stoked to see what they can do in round 2.
All right, guys. Thanks for showing up here and watching this with us. We will see you in round 2.